the level up squad, just picking what is preferred for them instead of trying to counter pick the enemy. And honestly, picking to your strengths most of the time does work, but that is a really terrifying statistic that you just talked about. So definitely level up 1 foot in the grave to start it off with, but not completely down just yet. You still have a race to hit that first 16 rounds. XC power, nice peek in mid. Gatch's Necrogenesis. D head is gonna get spotted. Flit is whiffing shots and is gonna get just completely surrounded inside apps. Now it's gonna be Jerry on side to try and hold off this push, but the shots are not connecting from FORZE, and it is all onto Almazer to try and clutch it out 1v3 to win the pistol.
These gunfights have all been at very close range in the A bomb site during this opening round, and that always does favor the T-sided weaponry. Almost, it does have a kit on his back, so it looks like he wants to creep forward and go for this one. It's going to be very difficult with the T-sided crossfire that's been set up, so he might just hold here for exits instead and try and save his armor forward into the next one. Level up. Winning the T-sided pistol certainly boding well, especially considering it's the harder half of the map, but he's actually just about made his way out of the apartment. It's going to land some shots, but not enough time to think about the cheeky ninja. Opening pistol then going the way of this primarily Serbian roster at the moment, and the odds from our partners over at LootBet still heavily favoring FORZE on this map. Probably do have to agree with those.
Yeah, even with losing the pistol, I would say that those odds do seem about right. It is, of course, a pretty tough one for level up to beat, but getting that opening pistol in their favor is a massive plus. Let's see what the second round force up from FORZE is going to entail. They are keeping a little bit of extra money on ecstasy power so that he can get the op later on. But these deagles, this kind of range, definitely worth it for FORZE if they can get those headshots connected. That gets one shot in, tosses the nade, is trying to fall back, but his back is now exposed. Luckily, a smoke came in just in time as they wanted to push forward on this T side. FaceCrack gets the kill onto AVN, of course, and another one. Ooh. Jumps about on site and gets himself 3 kills with the Deagle. Now it's all on Necrogenesis. 1v3, AK in hand, already tagged up, and FaceCrack spots him out first. A 4K for FaceCrack and a big round for him. FORZE take that one right back.
Second round stolen by the CT side here on Inferno, as it's all based on this huge deagle play from FaceCrack. That third kill, he's actually firing mid-air there. That is absolute insanity, just jumping up and going for that deagle spam. Works out for him though, and that's actually forced level up into the investment here in round number 3. They're going to try and use upgraded pistols of their own to get back in control of their T side. They don't take damage from the early utility, but Jerry is getting aggressive up Banana. Wants to be careful that the Deagles don't swing out and tap him in the head, but with an advanced smoke FORZE, they have dominant Banana control at the moment. Level up can do nothing other than sit and wait.
They do have 4 flashes and a smoke, so always very solid to go to. For instance, B, Almazer is just going to get team flash completely, and well, that's an advantage by for the level up squad. That was a very weird one. Probably a little bit of a mistake there. You can only assume ecstasy power gets aggressive towards mid to try and even out the score, and it does work in their favor. They managed to pick up a Mech 10, not the greatest weapon, but they are heading towards the B side, which at the moment by FORZE is being pretty heavily stacked. 3 players towards B, 1 towards A in Flit. But ecstasy power is actually rotating back because they don't have any intel just yet. But one smoke, 4 flashes, 3 flashes now left. Should be enough to brute force their way in or try to force the rotations, and that is what level up tried to do, but it's not gonna work on FORZE. They're just holding the site until they spot the bomb. And the crawl forward comes out with the smoke coming through. That's going to be the call made, and they're going to try and defend this A bomb site. XC Power gets flags off on site. XC Power does manage to trade it off as well. Nade is going to be off the mark, but they should be able to get the bomb plant in. Jerry getting very aggressive. Will get the catch onto D, but Dimkey trades it out. And with the HP on XC Power, FaceCrack really needs to go big here. They might just box in Dimkey the moment FaceCrack spots him out. Does he expect him in balcony? It seems not. And XC Power, nice flank with 4 HP, manages to win the round for his team. Incredibly costly though against the buy-up from Level Up. A lot of mistakes made on the FORZE side of things, but they at least managed to win the round nonetheless.
It's a super close one there, but FORZE picking up the victory should mean that they can use an SMG in the hands of Jerry to try and farm some bonus cash onto the board. Level Up, though, they're not going for the full eco off the back of this one. They feel that because they took 4 players down in the last round, they may have stretched that economy of FORZE enough to maybe take an advantage with firepower in this wrong. The call here is not really correct in terms of the firepower advantage, and Level Up are still going to have a lot of trouble fighting against this one, but you can tell from the early positioning of Flit that they expect this to be an ecoed round from the Level Up side. Extra Power opens up with the first though, and Flit finding 2. That is huge impact. Bomb dropped in second mid. Dimka and AVN do have weaponry available. They could pick up the upgraded rifle at the feet of Flit to boot, but they still have 4 CTs to find in this round.
Yeah, now this is a pretty painful one for Level Up, because if you lose this one, you're probably looking at 4-1 in favor of FORZE, and that is their CT side looking pretty solid, because they are on this. I mean, this is a super dangerous T-sided map as well. FaceCrack on site, flashed off, but does not get scouted out by Dimkey. Just doesn't look around the corner enough, and FaceCrack ducked in, dodging, well, just completely blinded, will eventually get both of the players pushing towards that A site, and that is just a painful one for Level Up to deal with.
Should be 4-1 up for FORZE as Level Up, they delay their eco and allow the CTs a very healthy streak of rounds before the full guns actually do come forward. Now, just using the pistols in this, you shouldn't expect to receive too much economic damage on this FORZE side, and that is wonderful news for their bank. Exapower, as the primary AWPer, has nearly 5k in the bank himself, so a reinvestment definitely possible, and the chances of loss in this round are just so low. You're expecting at least 3 players to get the 3k victory bonus at the end of this round and not need to reinvest either. Exapower finds the opener. It's Flit to peek out into mid and hunt for some bonus frags, but even at close range, the kill can't come through. AVN does get it down mid, but Jerry, he's come in as the cleanup crew. AVN does land a nice dink, but can't find anything else. FORZE only drop 1. Fairly clean anti-eco, and now their cash is looking great up against this Level Up full buy.
Yeah, it is pretty costly, the money on FORZE. I mean, for Level Up, FORZE have enough for a solid buy into the next one, nonetheless, no matter what happens. Impulse is going to be picking up the op, though, trying to take the duel to XC Power. Let's see if he will be able to achieve that dual win, though, because XC Power, of course, is a pretty solid opera. Does have his days off, as most people do. Does like playing that apps position a lot, though. The aggressive angle, playing more of a shotgun type of ordeal. Gets the catch onto Dimkey, and that is already a man advantage for FORZE. Big nade onto Necrogenesis as well inside Banana. Second nade.
Ooh.
Oh, down to 4 HP. The utility just coming in heavily, but Necro, he turns the damage around, gets the kill. Bomb dropped in Banana, and that is all the intel they need. The rotation coming out. Op shot's not going to connect from Impulse, but they have to recover that bomb. However, it does seem like they're over-rotating on the FORZE side right now. One player towards that B bomb side, and Flit, he has to be the linchpin.
Oh,
Does not have enough bullets in his magazine, and he dies. With that, the bomb site has been gifted away. XC Power with his op, trying to get a catch, but they're already pushed up short. And on the site, this is just a disastrous round all of a sudden from FORZE.
lapse of concentration from Flit. That's the bomb site given away. Necrogenesis still on 4 HP, so Molotov could take him down rather easy, and there are 2 of those available on the CT side for this retake. A smoke to utilize as well, but they need to speed up a bit. Almost has taken a long time pushing all the way through Banana and trying to clear that one out. Impulse has to reposition with that AWP, but doesn't get caught out in the open. Can land the shot onto FaceCrack and survives on just 4 HP. I don't think FORZE want to contest this one now. They're going to start to back away from the bomb site, and with scraps of health remaining, level up, they get it done here in the first full gun round.
Yeah, that was pretty much a big mistake coming out from the FORZE squad. The over rotation took a little bit longer as well to rotate the third player towards B, expecting the aggressive B push, but mainly the just Flit not noticing at all that his gun was pretty much empty. And I mean, if he had a full clip there, he would have definitely won that duel, catching the player off guard. But big mistakes happen to big players as well. This is going to be, again, the utility fight towards Banana, where the T's are probably just going to try and wait out all this aggressive utility instead of trying to contest it. Necrogenesis, he's not feeling it anymore to just get a hail of nades in his face. So they're heading towards the B side, the A side slowly. AVN gets the kill onto Flit. Ecstasy Power on side with the op in hand. Can't get too much done. FaceCrack, however, with the triple spray down, turns it around and makes it a 3-on-3 situation. Big catch from FaceCrack, again going big in this match, already on 9 kills at the moment. Bomb's gonna get planted. 1 in apps, 1 towards short. Almazer is gonna get the catch onto Jimkey, and Impulse close range with the op, but he cannot deal with Jerry, and that is going to be a round in return for FORZE.
Another close one, and it's another round in which FaceCrack has to bail FORZE out on the A-bomb site, but thank the Lord that he can do it. 3 massive kills with the M4A1S, and that's where the CT bank really comes through and shines there. That would have been forced by at best in the last had they not managed to push level up onto that extra force and secure the extra round win. And that one sort of safety net in their back pocket economically has now dropped level up down onto a pistol buy yet again. It should be a fairly easy 6-2 conversion off the back of those rifles, and the CT side looking very strong for FORZE.
Yeah, it's a nice opener in their favor. Kind of a score that you would expect them taking a lead, but still level up, keeping it a little bit competitive for the time being, with this being their best map. But you can definitely see that FORZE have a solid understanding of the map, except for the... I mean, they have had a lot of mistakes on the FORZE side, which is rather uncharacteristic, especially like flashing your teammates by accident, timings missed. And Ecstasy Power taking a lot of damage from the nades right there. Flick gets himself a kill. FaceCrack on the site is doing a lot of work. Ecstasy Power is missing a couple of shots there, but FaceCrack will get overwhelmed in the end, and that is going to be the nade. Unfortunately not on Impulse. Tried to go for the nade up top, but the bomb was not being planted just yet. D is still on 0 frags at the moment. 2v2. Bomb is not down just yet, and they're going to get pushed from long and short at the same time, so it is rather scary what angles you're going to peek, but the timing does favor D there. Gets himself his first on the board, and the bomb is going to get planted. The last player in, Jerry, has to clutch it again for his team. Will he succeed? D, he knows he's on site, does spot him out, but that's going to give the Opper all the intel he needs. If he turns his back too far towards pit, might get shot from behind, and it seems that's exactly what's going to happen. Does eventually kill off Impulse, but it is going to be D shutting down Jerry, and with that, level up, turn the tables, and FORZE are going to be forcing up into the next.
And that when you feel the responsibility rests on Exapower's shoulders. FaceCrack still fragging in the bomb site, still finding multi-kills with that rifle, but the AWP just not landing any shots on the way in whatsoever. I think he missed 3 or 4 shots in that round, and not finding a kill in that scenario has ultimately a big contributor into Level Up's ability to wrap into the bomb site and keep 2 players alive in the late instance that they can pick up rifles with and secure the round. Extra Power's taken a tick from the Molotov, so Necrogenesis knows there's probably a player still up close, and the flash is absolutely perfect. AWP traded out for AK, but that is a valuable engagement to take on the Level Up side.
It definitely is. Level Up will have a 4 versus 4. Now a 4 versus 3. Of course, if you get a 4 versus 4 going in your team's favor on the T side, almost every map you have an advantage. Inferno is nothing different. 1 player towards B2 towards A to try and defend this bomb site. They're slowly crawling in as well. They still have a bunch of utility though to try and flush out corners. They're not going to use it just yet. Nades in pit, make sure that there's no one there. Close range face crack again with the deagle. Gets himself a big headshot. But can he get more done? He's completely stuck in the corner. The flank coming around from Jerry does shut a player out. Bomb is still again not down, and another 2-on-2. It pretty much seems like every one of these rounds is turning into a 2-on-2 in the end. Impulse peeking out in the open with his op in hand, gets his head blown right off, and now AVN has to clutch this one out for his team. Does expect Jerry to be towards Graveyard, spots him out. Almazer is on site close range and will get spotted out, but wins the duel with the CZ in hand, and that is going to be FORZE getting themselves their 6th, and Level Up probably forcing up into the next.
They have definitely enjoyed forcing the last few T-sided rounds, and with Impulse on 5,500, they can definitely consider it again in this one. Now we have the opportunity to talk about our case partners over at Hellcase. If you use the promo codes MaltaV and MaltaV15, you can save more and grab what you deserve. You're absolutely correct. The guns are coming out for this Level Up side, and they've only taken a couple of ecos really so far on the T side of things, and you have to say that's probably contributing a little bit to this scoreline. The rounds seem to be closer when Level Up have the pistols in hand than when they have the rifles.
Yeah, it does seem that those quick aggressive moves, the more brawly kind of playstyle, does fit them slightly better. And yeah, exactly as you said, it's more aggressive rush moves that get their advantage going, but Flit this time is not going to play the trading game. They don't want to keep trading rounds with Level Up, and they're just going to shut them down quickly. Annihilation, all of them done, and that is going to be FORZE taking their 7th, with them also breaking the Level Up economy.
And this is a pretty convincing turning point now in the match. FORZE, they're going to get 8-3 off the back of this one, and this is their chance to really charge forward and have a supremely dominant CT side of Inferno. They've got double AWPs out now, which is a bit of a strain on the bank, and they don't really want to be dropping those to these pistols. The AWPing has been a little bit off for FORZE so far on Inferno. Not too many shots connecting. Xpar obviously has a bit of a harder job against the faster moving pistoliers of Level Up in this one, but eventually does get a kill into mid. Now he can back away and be slightly more passive as Flit opens up for another in the A apartments. It's a 3v5 scenario now for Level Up, and without body armor, even getting into a bomb site is going to be difficult at this point.
Almazer towards I mean, together with Jerry right now, the double op setup is definitely working out on this CT side. Last man standing. D will try and get himself a catch, will face up against face crack, but not a bullet lands, and that is going to be, as expected, a pretty easy round for FORZE right there. Level Up, they pretty much get crushed in their eco, but without any solid weapons utility, it is pretty easy for FORZE to clean them up. However, this round, we're going to see the AKs and almost full utility come out from the Level Up side. No op for Impulse. but we have definitely seen them win some very dangerous rounds if fours are not awake just yet. A lot of utility getting tossed around in Banana. Necrogen staying alive for now, but does of course need to be careful for those nades, which is exactly what they're trying to do right now. Those nades are deadly. And that's a nice tag coming through with the nade as well. They're stacking up 3 players of FORZE towards the B side. They haven't really gone towards B on this level up squad most of the rounds anyway, which is rather surprising. B seems normally the easier strat to go for because, of course, you can flush out 90% of the side. There's going to be the flash coming in. No one is playing anti-flash, and a double spray down from Almazar gets his team the advantage.
I think level up, because these rounds have come down to such close retake scenarios on the A bomb site, they feel as though it might be an easier site to get into, especially considering how quickly they were shut down at the start of this round. That smoke is good to obfuscate Exapower's vision, but he's just going to rotate and hold for this arch side push. Definitely prepared for AVN to swing out and lands that shot to boot. Jerry, now looking from the coffins, does just spot an elbow out there of Impulse before he backed away. FaceCrack taking down D. Impulse is not long for this world, and Jerry gets the final kill of the round. 9-3 with a 10th round incredibly likely due to level up needing to take an eco. FORZE double digits probably going to occur at the end of this half.
They're not looking too massive right now for a level up. As you said, double digits are coming through, and this might just be a pretty quick blowout match to boot with the way that it's all going with the economy of this T side and everything on top of it. They're just not getting close to these sites at the moment anymore. Pretty much the main rounds that they have won were off of mistakes coming out from FORZE, and you cannot bank on mistakes forever. Ecstasy Power does get the shot in. Mid falls back. Does also have 12 frags, and they're going to flash, but he might actually get overwhelmed if he's not careful, which happens right there. D gets the kill onto Flit as well, and onside FaceCrack. He has gone big multiple rounds already. Has to do it right now, but only gets the one because the player D towards the long will shut him down, and FORZE get overwhelmed again. Now it's a 2-on-3 retake for the FORZE squad. They do have more than enough money for pretty much the rest of the half on the CT side, so going for it definitely is worth it, especially just if you manage to drop the op, or some other rifles would already be a big plus. Molly's going to be just off the mark. Almazar gets himself one, but they lose both on the FORZE lineup, and I mean, this was just a little bit of a mistake. Ecstasy Power was caught out towards short and had no time to rotate into safer pastures there.
That's something FORZE have struggled with throughout the map so far, is those quick A short pushes. They just don't seem to be able to deal with them. They can't find firm footing in the chaos, and they can't secure the last round either. That means that level up are going to have full guns available in this round at bare minimum, and players like AVN and Necrogenesis aren't going to be too bad in the next round regardless of the outcome of this one. So FORZE double digits look very likely, but now they are actually going to have to work for it should they want to accomplish that scoreline at the end of the half. Level up are looking to push into A yet again. FaceCrack is here on the passive rotation in arch side, but it looks to be another short commitment. Why fix what ain't broken? AVN does trade out for Flit, who only gets a single, but Exapower does just spot out Impulse. I don't think he gets spotted in return there, but that is definitely information garnered. AWP now rings out for a kill and gives the man advantage to FORZE as FaceCrack follows it up to make it a 2 clear-cut lead. D only gets a single with his AWP as his teammate falls down on arch side and now needs to clutch this 1-on-3.
Yeah, D 1v3. I mean, not too much that he can get done. Of course, could go for a big play. Is now on 6 frags, so has to get 50% more of his kills into this round. It is going to be his back turned to Jerry, who's going to easily take the kill. Double digits for FORZE and level up last round of the half. They're going to force up, of course, and see what they can do. Hope for another FORZE mistake, a little slip of their action, and then it's going to come down to can level up win the pistol round on their CT side to try and string rounds together.
Last round of the half then, and level up. I've had a bit of a nightmare on this T side. Doesn't look too good for them heading forward through the rest of this map, as their win percentages tend to indicate that they are more comfortable on the T side of this map as opposed to the defensive half. They're looking to take banana control, but Impulse, all he's going to take is a lot of damage from a HE grenade at this point. They back away into the site, which means no CTs are going to be hurt by the incoming HEs from the level up squad. And it looks as though they're not ready to commit anywhere just yet. They want to wait for some more utility deployment from the FORZE side before pushing anywhere. And it looks like they want to hit the A bomb site again in the last round of the half.
Yeah, 3 players of FORZE towards that B bomb site. Hitting A would be pretty ideal. They still have 4 smokes and 2 flashes, so can cut off a bunch of angles to make it problematic for XSC Power to get a good shot in. And that is exactly what it seems they're gonna try and do towards Apps. We have 1 player in Flit playing the sneaky game. See if he can get himself a kill, maybe 2, but they should be aware of balcony, of course. XC Power turns away for the flash, gets a collat as well. That just hurts so much. Luckily, they managed to get the kill. In return, it's going to be a 3-on-2 retake for the FORZE squad. And the bomb is going down. D gets a nade right in front of him, but nothing really in damage right there. Will they be able to turn this one around? AVN is going to peek wide, turns his side too long, and that's all on D right now, who can't do anything from that angle with the op. So is an easy chop up for FORZE, and that is going to be them taking 11-4 advantage over level up.
Wow, that is a very dominant half for the FORZE squad, and if they want to continue this massive 12-map win streak on Inferno, put it up to 13. They only need to win 6 more rounds in order to do so. Nobody on the level up squad able to get above double digits in terms of kills in that first half. And, well, they're going to need to start turning up slightly larger on the fragging front if they want to avoid dropping down into the elimination series of this group. FORZE with the pistol would basically guarantee themselves with the map, and LVLUP, they seem to already think FORZE have done enough here.
Yeah, I would have to agree with LVLUP on that. It's a pretty tough one already. It started off very heavily favored towards FORZE, and it does look pretty much the same right now. There's going to be the USPs, though. Can they turn this one around? The shots, Necrogenesis and D both chime in for kills. It does look like it's going all the way of level up, and that pistol was desperately needed. They have bomb control. They know probably, well, pretty much where the last play should be coming from, and with that, it should be an easy cleanup. However, FORZE, of course, still have a force up into the next round, possibly, which could be absolutely deadly nonetheless, but it is level up, giving themselves a sliver of hope to try and turn the tides of war.
FORZE walk into the USP stack there. That means they're unable to get a bomb plant, and so it's just pistols that they're going to be able to use in this second round of the second half. Level up, they've got MP9s and scouts supporting the 2 rifles on the board. Against the pistols, they're not necessarily the worst weapons in the world, but want to be careful, as we know this FORZE aim can be very powerful. However, it does look like there are some technical problems at the moment as the players start returning to spawn. It does look as though AVN may have timed out. He hasn't made any kind of a movement here, so probably an internet issue on the level up side of things here.
Yeah, so we're just going to have ourselves a little reset. This gives a lot of time as well on the level up squad, possibly to discuss what their defensive strats are going to be into the next one. Get a little bit of reset after that pretty big blow so far of what we have seen in this series. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what's happening. It's just a little bit of talking, chatting. We do see a DC coming through on the CT side, and it's just waiting until he returns. So this is, as you can see, just another warm-up round for FORZE, trying to get their aim back in play. Necrogenesis hiding towards Pit because he doesn't want to give away his life.
The round restart is taking a little while to come through. Normally, we would just be in the pause screen already by now, but perhaps they're just waiting to run out the clock as AVN reconnects to the matchup. That really doesn't bode well for the level up side if they're going to start having technical problems at the end of this map. Regardless of the outcome, they've got at least one more best of 3 to play today, so they would rather not be dealing with these technical issues. We should just enter the full-blown pause in this freeze time. A round reset going to come in off the back of the last one. It definitely should do. I know that AVN technically received damage, but that was after the reset call came through and it was from a teammate, so I see no reason why that round doesn't get reset as we just wait for AVN to come back. Level up, they could be in a bit of trouble. I know it wasn't necessarily a high pressure scenario, but Almaza did win gunfights against 2 players in CT spawn there with his Deagle. And actually, just by firing those shots off, the result of this pause is going to be level up knowing that a force buy is coming through from the FORZE side regardless now.
Yeah, but to be fair, you kind of will expect that, especially with the bomb not going down. They normally will go for the force up. Not, you know, a high caliber team that does trust their aim. They did win the anti-eco in the force up in the previous map half. So that might just already be enough of an inkling to tell them, oh yeah, they're just gonna try and come in and, you know, eagle us in the face. Maybe get a scout as well. They still can always adjust whatever they bought into the next one. I mean, that's also the case. They could even use this as a debate and just go for the full eco. But I doubt that they'll do that. This pause might take a little bit long. Never mind, there we have him back, finally returning to the fray. And hopefully the reset comes in fast. Everyone ready? Game still paused. Just a quick discussion, see if everything works. Not that there's some random, you know, hotkeys changed or something, which sometimes occasionally still happens. And it seems everything is just fine. So everyone is getting ready for the game. The buys coming back out then. Exapower staying with a little bit of cash in his back pocket to invest into an AWP later on in the half, but it is identical buys coming out from either side, and now we have a slightly delayed start, but round number 17 is going to begin, the second of the second half, and this scout from Impulse is looking to find an opening kill in mid at the moment. Nobody going to be peeking directly into his crosshair though, and that could be map control gained now by FORZE should they choose to push forward, but actually Level Up have taken deep banana control off the back of that smoke. That does mean they're at close range though and could get overwhelmed by these Tech 9s. Yeah, especially D all the way in the back, just trying to scout it out for his teammate Dimki. And as you said, close range rushes could be absolutely disastrous. It's going to take a while before you rotate in time towards the B site. The A players as well, nowhere near just yet to try and get there on time. They are throwing a little bit of utility towards A to try and bait out the fake coming through, and that is going to be the opener. Kills coming through in favor of FORZE, and immediately the B bomb site has been lost. It's going to be a 3-on-4 retake, and they were absolutely unprepared on Level Up for that quick B rush.
Face crack just about hit the scope in at close range, so turns around in time. The flash is unable to save his life though, as Flit tries to fire more shots off with the Tech 9. He actually takes Impulse down. Necrogenesis is bailing out of this round at the speed of light, but Jerry just tracks him down and taps his head away. FORZE, that is total dominance. They win virtually every gunfight with those forced up pistols, and now they continue their dominant tear in their opening map of the day.
That one looked a little bit... I mean, Level Up was just unprepared. Can't really make much more of it. Nice one from FORZE, is playing down the clock and then going for the quick rush towards B, which Level Up did not expect whatsoever. D with the scout does get himself the opening kill of the round. B bomb site has been pretty much abandoned. Well, they do have Dimkey, but not much that he can do. He's just jiggle peeking with the smoke. A lot of damage dealt to Flit as well, and that scout from D has done a lot of damage so far. Can they convert the damage, though, into more kills to try and get the round in favor of Level Up? They need this one. Of course, they forced up, so if they would lose this round, they would most likely be on an eco into the next, and then you're looking at a 14-5 scoreline, which is absolutely disastrous to try and come back from.
Flit just going to hold the mid push at the moment, and the rotations are coming through onto the B-bomb site for Level Up right now. FORZE just sitting in banana and playing the waiting game before this push. They are going to be walking straight into 3 CTs should they choose to go B, though. And actually, they called to take the bomb down towards the A side of the map. They're not even going to hard commit with the bomb just yet until they get more information. Opening kill found on B. They nearly decide to push the site, and Jerry tagging Dimka low. That should be the call coming through with that kill. The plant should arrive on the B bomb site. The rotations are on their way from AVN and Necrogenesis, but actually there's no safe cross just yet. Jerry continues to do work in this round, though, with a third kill onto AVN, defends his teammates and leaves Necrogenesis in a 1-on-3 clutch it looks like he doesn't want to commit to.
He's just gonna stare at these beautiful flowers, absolutely gorgeous. Hope for a T to run into his crosshairs, maybe pick up a weapon that his CT ally dropped. Didn't realize exactly what weapon it was, but yeah, his plan is just try and get a one and done. Almazur, well, he'll get the kill, but Necrogenesis on 19 HP running away from Jerry will not be able to get around the corner in time, and that's going to be 13-5 in favor of FORZE. They kind of have to eco, but you kind of also don't want to eco, so Level Up are in a massive pickle right now.
They have to eco here, I'd say. If they went for the force, the odds that they win this round are very low, and then what are you doing at that point? You're either forcing through the rest of the game, or you're going to eco and then allow your opponents up onto map point. So they decide to take the tough call now, bite the bullet and preserve their cash, rushing straight down mid with these USPs. Flit in a lot of trouble as he gets completely overwhelmed. Jerry as well. They're taking a lot of dinks. The eco does damage from the Level Up side, checks the FORZE economy slightly, but only 2 more rounds are needed from the T side to secure victory, and should they manage to take round number 20, it will be all said and done in the opening map of the day.
Yeah, 2 more rounds removing FORZE from that winners match against either Gambit Youngsters or Pact, which I personally expected to be Pact, to be fair. Gambit Youngsters, not Pact. So it was a little bit of an oopsie there, but yeah, that would be a massive, I mean, that's just a really exciting matchup. That's probably both teams in the top 3 of the tournament at the moment, I would say, with the third one being we covered them yesterday, I think. Oh no, wait, Navi Junior probably even. Oh no, Team Spirit, never mind, there's a lot of good teams this time. I mean, Navi Junior as well, they can definitely take a fight against these teams. I would say definitely that Team Spirit would be top 3 as well. You can't say that Team Spirit's not top 3 of this tournament either. But that makes this a very inclusive and exciting version of the Malta Vibes tournament. This is going to be that B push. Ecstasy power already down, though, so a man advantage coming in for Level Up. They are slowly crawling towards that B site, clearing it out. D gets the angle on Jerry, gets the kill as well, and the double nade towards Sandbags to try and kill off D. Flash blinds him off, and D is still behind the smoke, and we'll even get another one because Flit getting a little bit anxious on where his positioning is. But that is now a 4-on-2 situation with Almazar and FaceCrack being the last two T's alive for FORZE. Impulse gonna peek, trying to peek with the op, gets a couple of tags for his trouble. The bomb is gonna get planted by Almazar, and it's gonna be a retake situation. 3 versus 2. 3 versus 1. Almazar, the last one alive. 12 HP. Looks like it should not be possible, but I've seen worse things happen. The jump around the corner will make that headshot pretty tough to connect, and that is going to be LVLUP getting their 6th on the board, but they are so far behind. Do they have the possibility even to turn this one around?
Necrogenesis just going to wait for the defuse until LVLUP go into mid and pick up more AKs. They're actually going to double AWP forward, and that could be a valuable strategy to utilize. They haven't quite broken the FORZE economy just yet, so you're going to want to be a bit careful. But this is actually a really interesting pseudo buy coming through from the FORZE side. They've left FaceCrack up on 6k, Almazar and Exapower as well, just about on 2500 or above. The idea is that FaceCrack's going to be able to drop rifles in the next round, and they're going to be able to fall by anyway and try and go for a bit of an unorthodox play here. Use the pistols and the MAC-10s to go in quick and then support them with the AK firepower.
Yeah, that does seem like it could definitely overwhelm these players, but they are all 3 towards the short area, so they might be ready for this one, for the big jump out of absolutely. They're blocking each other, unfortunately, on site. It is going to be FaceCrack getting the opener, but Necrogenesis towards pit, still jiving around and trying to juke all the bullets. Dimki gets the kill onto Jerry. It's a 3-on-3 situation right now. Impulse does get the tag through the box, gets the kill onto Almazar, but eventually trades it out. And that's pretty much the entire thing. Everything happening the exact same way. Constantly 1 kill for 1 kill trades coming through. Nade on towards the site is not going to finish up Ecstasy Power, and with that smoke deployed, they give themselves some time on this LVLUP, this FORZE spot. But Flit just jumped towards Graveyard, so that gives away all the info they need. It's all on Flit. 1 versus 2 against D and Dimki, playing close angles. D with the pistol in hand. Dimki crawling forward. Flit knows what gets the headshot. Beautiful play coming out. 1v2 clutch, and FORZE are on map point.
Despite making a mistake in the bomb site and jumping up on Graveyard, Flit holds on for the 1v2 and gets FORZE up on to map point now. LVLUP have got a huge journey ahead of them if they want to come back into this one, and it's going to be so difficult to even start that long road. 3 MP9s supporting the M4 with a deal chucked in for good measure. They are going to be trying some banana aggression early, and Exapower is waiting for it. D on the second man in, can find the trade, but Exapower is still waiting with that sniper, and he gets the second. Man advantage to FORZE, and they've not quite chosen to push up banana yet into the awaiting rifle of Impulse, but should they do so and take him down, that would be the B bomb site wide open.
It is 1-man defense towards B, playing a little bit close range right now. Has to go absolutely massive. Cherry peeks around the corner and will get the headshot in. Now it's all on Necrogenesis and Avian to try and either retake the site. I mean, the bomb has not been planted just yet, but it does seem like all the utilities heading that direction, and it would probably be the easier choice. Now it's going to be the full execute towards B, which surprisingly enough, we haven't really seen this game yet. We haven't seen the full Molly smokes coming out, but it is going to be Necrogenesis getting himself a kill onto Jerry, falling back, making it doable. At the moment, Avian does not get that kill going in his favor, and Flit gets the last 2 kills again.